Two Ghanaians have filed a petition with the International Criminal Court, ICC, claiming that migrants in South Africa have been subjected to widespread and systematic attacks. They argue that the violence, including killings, could constitute crimes against humanity. So, what are the petitions?
It is about to get hot and tough for South Africans after they decide to send away foreigners from their country, those that are living legally. So recently, two Ghanaians finally sued South Africa. Yes, you know, all these things have been going on in South Africa. A lot of countries have been watching them. In fact, these two Ghanaians are concerned Ghanaians and those that have lived in South Africa that are legally staying in South Africa and they were evacuated. They finally sued the government of South Africa to court. Hey, I don't go check, but hey, South Africans, you have not seen anything yet. This is just the beginning. This is just the preamble. You mess with Ghanaians, you get tough time. Ghanaians don't joke, and the Ghanaians are highly educated and they have sense, not like this Baham-based South Africans. But let's watch this video to see how and why Ghanaians are suing South Africa. Please stay tuned. Don't forget to like the video.
Two Ghanaians have filed a petition with the International Criminal Court, ICC, claiming that migrants in South Africa have been subjected to widespread and systematic attacks. They argue that the violence, including killings, could constitute crimes against humanity. So, what are the petitioners hoping to achieve through the ICC? DW's Eric Mawena Egbeta explains.
The petition was filed by Dr. Palgrave Wachidankwa, a former government spokesperson on security and counter-terrorism, as well as analyst Emmanuel Coutinho. They argue that the attacks on migrants are not isolated incidents, but part of a widespread and systemic pattern that could amount to crimes against humanity. The petition also accuses President Cyril Ramaphosa's government of failing to stop the violence or hold those responsible accountable. According to the petitioners, the attacks have left migrants dead, injured and homeless, forcing many others to flee. But South Africa's government has pushed back, calling the move opportunistic and maintaining that the country's laws already protect people from discrimination. Meanwhile, Ghana's President John Mahama says concerns over the escalating attacks were clearly communicated during a recent meeting with a South African envoy.
President Ramaphosa sent a delegation to me yesterday. We met with them, and I explained the reason why it was important for us to discuss it. I mean, sometimes these things happen. We want to sweep them under the carpet. But when we do that, we rather do not cure what the problem is, you know. And so I told them, I said, Ghana, we don't harbor any malice against South Africa, but we're raising it as an issue for discussion to really give South Africa the opportunity to take that platform of the continental body and explain what they're doing to the world about the xenophobic attack.
For now, the ICC petition is turning up international pressure on Pretoria to take stronger action.
I was in South Africa a month ago. I met President Ramaphosa and I met Minister Lamola. The statement, the official statement is that we condemn that. We do not support that. This is the statements. But at the same time, we see that these people who are harassing, you know, our African fellow citizens are free to do whatever they want. People in uniforms, just watching what's happening just next to them, and they see and yesterday I was watching the news. A Mozambican lady was destroying her own, you know, shop, you know, so that she do not, you know, leave it to these people who are coming to, you know, take it over. She was destroying herself, her shop. She has been working there for 20 years. So the human cost of this situation is terrible. But we will take it over, Your Excellency. We will not keep silent.
You know, I'm glad some of these things are being recorded on camera. Like, had it not been the fact that this had been said on camera, they would have said that Ghana and Yakona, we are reporting them, we are leading the campaign against South Africa. The campaign, we are leading it, and we'll make sure that you guys are accountable. Now, for those of you who don't know this man in the video, this is the chairperson of the AU, His Excellency Mahmoud Ali Yusuf. This is the lady he's talking about. It turns out she's a Congolese, not a Mozambican. Now, this woman, she has a shop or a salon in KwaZulu, I think Momot or something. This woman pays a rent of 12,000 rands. In Ghana cedis, it's about, I think, 8,000 Ghana cedis plus. And then in dollars, it's around $700. This woman pays a rent like 12,000 rands. Then 9 days later, just 9 days, the landlord shows up with a random South African woman, telling this woman that she has to leave and go away.
Why?
Not because she's illegal, not because she doesn't have documents or anything, just because she's a foreigner. Now this man is like, okay, I just paid my rent just like not too long ago. If that is the case, you can see that I've renovated the shop and everything. Just give me 100,000 rands and let me leave. It's even more than that. They are like, what do you mean? They were laughing at the woman. Then she asked for 50,000 rands. They say no, still won't pay that money. Then she asked them that how much will they pay? They said they'll pay her 10,000 rands. The rent itself is 12,000 and they are paying her 10,000 rands for everything in the shop. Hey. Now her drying machine crap we're saying, and she's even like, okay, if that is the case or if it's the money that you don't have, just let me work over here as a casual worker. Then you can own the shop. They still like, no, just leave the place for us because you're a foreigner. When she just paid the rent like 9 days ago, she's like, no, if that is the case, I'll destroy everything. Then you can keep the building. And guess what? The person coming to rent left. All these things are not being compensated for and they are being done on camera.
This president, Ramaphosa, is like a baby. It's like a child. Like a nagging toddler. You watched your citizens do rubbish. Now the repercussions are coming and every day you are whining, in Ghana, in Nigeria, see what they have done to me. Such a whiny baby. Such a whiny baby. No wonder your citizens were misbehaving and you couldn't even set them right.
22 of July. It's no longer in news that President of Ghana, His Excellency, Captain, President, Evangelist, John Dramani Mahama of Ghana, is mobilizing all ECOWAS states to speak against what happened in South Africa, in African Union Summit, in their next summit. I'm saying, West Africa, we are 15 to 16. They say Cape Verde is inside us. We never know. But let's talk about the 15 recognized West Africa country that form ECOWAS bloc. And what happened in South Africa is mainly like affect West Africa a lot. Other nations have problem, but we basically see the harassment or, and African Union don't want to see anything about this xenophobia because it's supposed to be them to speak first before any nation come out and speak and make it escalate. Now, when African Union decide to keep quiet, so nations start speaking for themselves. Nigeria, Ghana, people start speaking up, but mostly West African country. After we drag this thing, we're thinking things can be solved diplomatically, but it's up to this time we can never solve it. We cannot solve it. Now, the president of Ghana speak in Longue, Sierra Leone. They have ECOWAS summit in Sierra Leone, where there's some development that happened in Sierra Leone, the ECOWAS depot, ECOWAS law, a lot of things happen in Sierra Leone these days. There's a lot of development in ECOWAS. Because of that, a lot of presidents of West Africa gang up or gather up assembly in Sierra Leone for this inauguration. In that place, President of Ghana speak up and tell us that African Union, you don't want to speak, but we are going to make you to speak. Now, ECOWAS need to back up Ghana in the next African Union. 16 country coming out to speak in front of African Union against one country, on one complaint. This is the unity I want. Yeah, I know this is a great unity, but I don't want it to end up like this. This is speaking up against bully, against intimidation, against disrespect. Voila, I love it. But I want this to be able to defend themselves against imperialists, against looting of mineral resources. When one of African, like West Africa countries having problem, let Africa stand up, gang up and defend their brother. Voila. I don't think maybe people understand me. Yes, ECOWAS can do this. Somebody need to do something for something to stop. I have no problem if ECOWAS is standing up to speak and make sure they push for South Africa to do something and make sure they stop them by force in this xenophobic attack and whatsoever. But I want ECOWAS to stand up again when there is problem in their country. Let ECOWAS stand up and gang up against anybody that is ganging up against any of that bloc. You understand? We are 15 West Africa. Although we have two organizations, we have Sahel and we have ECOWAS in West Africa. The division of organization should not separate the love we have within ourselves. That is what I'm saying. If any nation wants to intimidate any West African country, ECOWAS is supposed to stand up. You understand what I mean? If any intimidation is coming from anywhere, let ECOWAS stand up. Defend their brother, defend their sisters, defend anything that have to be defended. Yes. So now, we don't know what will happen in the next African Union Summit because the President of Ghana, if he can stand up in the front of Donald Trump and speak and push for Caribbean Summit, for Caribbean returning of stuff, he will do it in South Africa. He will do it. He will do it. President Mahama, I say a man that is very stubborn in suit. He's a democratic elected stubborn revolution man. You will not talk too much. So let's leave it for them. And you know, anywhere Ghana, then Nigeria is there. Nigeria is involved on the ground. Nigeria is involved. Let anybody deceive you that Nigeria is not going to be, they are not going to, Nigeria is involved. That is why sometimes when Ghana and Nigeria, they fight me, I don't involve myself because they are brothers. They are brothers. They know how to deal with themselves, both the president and the citizen. But nevertheless, I don't like the fact that it's going to be issue for South Africa in African Union Summit. But unity and defending is what we want. Defend your brother when it's needed. Don't be enemy to your brother. Don't help outside to come and kill your brother. So ECOWAS, West Africa is moving forward by defending themselves and defending others within the bloc. Nice. But defend yourself against imperialists. Defend yourself against people that is coming to loot your resources. Defend yourself against corruption, negligence, incompetence in the bloc or in the region. So that at least we'll be proud of where we come from. We'll be proud of West Africa. So guys, everybody go buy your popcorn. Very soon, South Africa will trend again. We listen, we don't judge. You
can see what is currently going on in South Africa. You don't mess with Ghana. That is one thing you guys should have at the back of your mind. Ghana government will fight you through thick and thin. Not just the government, the people. They don't tolerate when they bully people. That's one thing about Ghanaians that I love so much. They don't tolerate when you bully their fellow brothers or sisters. They will fight with everything in them. They don't tolerate that. Bullies, xenophobic acts, they don't tolerate that. Guys, I want to know what you think in the comment section concerning this particular video you just watched. Please, for those of you that have not liked this video, please kindly like the video, share the video, and please subscribe to the channel. A lot of you have been watching, you do not like, you do not share. Please do so well to like the video, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for always watching.